control. But I have to try something.
It's Monday, November 24th, and you've tuned in to the People's PATRIOT Project WeP3 Weekly Debrief. Right now, you're listening to WeP3 Radio, proudly produced in the partnership of Reads Across America Radio. Together, we share a mission. Remember the fallen, honor those who have served, and teach future generations the value of freedom secured by the brave men and women who have worn our nations and communities united. Stay tuned for People's PATRIOT Project Weekly Debrief. Now playing on WeP3 Radio, Don Rex, Painkiller.
Don't say a word, just help me say goodbye. And be my painkiller, one night heart healer. Give me whatever you got, baby, make this circle.
Left your left, hey. Left right, your left. You got it.
Thank you for joining in today with Andrea Eichmann and Mark Peterson of the People's PATRIOT Project for this week's WeP3 Debrief. Find out what our crew has been working on to help support those who have given some and all to the pursuit of liberty and freedoms across Minnesota and the United States. Watch, listen, and support as we create the beacon of hope and opportunity in today's society that needs its heroes. Are you a veteran, first responder, or a patriot looking for a place to put your skill set, your thoughts, and or want to help continue the mission? You have come to the right place. We are the People's PATRIOT Project, and we want to be the shock and awe when it comes to meeting the needs of our veterans and first responders. We are dealing with a new enemy in today's world where the wounds are not always clean. We want to be part of this mission in saving lives and making a difference. Welcome to the WeP3 Debrief. Here's Andrea and Mark letting you know the mission. And as always, Patriot Pride.
We're here. It's Monday. And we are here for the weekly WeP3 Debrief. Frank, your mic's off. I want to say thank you to Frank the Myth for being as consistent as he is in showing up and doing this.
I have my mic off every time we do this. That's consistent.
All right. That's all right. We figure it out. We find it out. I'm swearing in the notes a little bit. I have a new energy. It's a weird new energy. It's there's some lines I can't cross and I won't cross. And I don't know quite yet. I haven't defined in my head why I can't cross them. But there was kind of a little debut last night on our show. I'm a super fan of Andy Frisella. Super fan. And I don't know if that's good. I don't know if that's bad. I don't know his edginess. P3, good to see you, brother. Jeremy Daniels, good to see you, man. Thanks for coming and checking us out, man. I love it. I am attracted, not in a weird way, attracted to Andy Frisella and his persona and who he is and how he reacts and the way he speaks. I don't know that I've got the brains, and that's my being transparent. I don't know that I got the brains to carry, learn, load, all those things. I think I got a disconnect in my brain, and I've known this for a gigantic chunk of my life. I don't have a great memory. I never have had a great memory.
Join the club, man.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm joining the club, but
I'm right there.
Memorization and so I listened to one of his clips probably no less than 30 times this morning. And I remember parts of it, but I can't remember the pieces. One of the things I've always been impressed with are the college football coaches that come in with the speeches. Now I can do a fairly good speech, but I can't quote other people. Pat Cornwell, good to see you, brother. You downgrade. Yes, I'm a downgrade from Cody High School. Yes. No, that's not true, buddy. This is the guy that graduated, I think it was a year behind me. Yeah, it was a year. Yeah, he's a class of 1990. I'm the class of 1989. Brian Gibson, good to see you, brother. Yes, I did graduate from Cody High School. You are correct.
1989.
Yeah.
You were a young guy.
You thought I was Come on, Frank. I told you I'm way older than I put it out.
You look younger than that. I mean,
it's a filter. It's a lens. That's what everyone's doing on social media these days. They're putting on these filters and lenses. They make you look pretty.
I graduated in the mid-70s.
Well, we're not too far off. 7 years ago. Okay, great, Abe Lincoln. So I wonder if it is a value to release the new energy. And it's not a new energy, it's the me energy that's always been there, but I downplay it and I pretend a lot of times. Do you know that, Frank? I'm not a very nice person most of the time.
Well, if we were standing looking at each other, it'd be like a reflection.
Okay, all right. So you're not a very nice person either.
Before I retired in 2007, I had way more people mad at me in the Pentagon than like me. Because my boss, the general, told me to take the program that I was working on and run with it as far as I could take it. I did. And I didn't let anybody get in front of me.
Did you? No one got. Did it get where you wanted it to go?
It got beyond where I wanted to go. I mean,
it got you out of where you wanted to go.
Oh, it was an amazing thing. I mean, we ended up with 2 active duty units, TONE units. Well, I think they were TDA, but 2 units of interpreter translators in the active army. In less than 4 years. Went from nothing to 2 units and then one in the Guard and one in the Reserve.
And that just launched a whole nother like linguistic branch of the Army.
We've always had people, language people, like, you know, even back in World War II, and
the code talkers.
The Marines had the code talkers.
Yeah.
But we've never had a group, as far as I know, of active duty people whose first language was being used to interpret and translate. Now they have a big brigade out in Utah, National Guard folks that are very good linguists. I mean, they're exceptional, but they're not native speakers for the most part, or heritage speakers.
Do you know how long the linguistic school is for the Army?
Depends on the language. They're all different. I think the longest language might be Chinese, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't remember. And they were talking about raising the standard and making the course longer, but some folks go for a year, I think.
You know, so that was when they recruited, they didn't recruit him, he went in, but the ASVAB score was, and this is a proud papa moment, was so high that they're like, we want you to do intel linguistics.
Yeah.
And it was, to start was a minimum, his start was 7 years.
Yep.
7 years. That's not even the enlistment. That was the AIT. And I'm like, that's up to you, buddy. He did.
Well, it's more than just a language. It's listening and translating documents, interpreting speech. You got to really be wired for that stuff. I could never do it.
Well, he chose to go combat arms and become a.
Yeah, well, it's a long story. It's probably for another show.
He wanted to do the fun stuff. That's what he wanted to do.
My buddies tried to talk me into going infantry, but I picked air defense artillery. And there was a young lady involved who I thought I was going to marry, but it didn't work out that way.
Oh. Yeah. What number would that have been on the list?
Well, at that time, it would have been number one. But
number one. I
hadn't been married before, but it turned out to be a good thing that didn't happen. Because
do you think it would have worked out the way you wanted it to?
No.
Oh.
Her parents were, her father was a very wealthy man, and it just was not. I didn't feel uncomfortable because he made me feel comfortable. He was a great guy, but it's just the circle that they ran in was not mine.
So, Frank, we can go on side chat all day long.
Yeah.
Why are we here, man?
Well, we're here to talk about a really good musician and a really good person. Our two guests.
But we're here for a bigger reason. I mean,
we'll talk about what we're going to be doing.
This is about the People's Patriot Project. Why did we come here on Monday and talk about the People's Patriot Project? Because we have a live broadcast every Sunday called We Get Your 6 at 6 that features, showcases, and just spotlights two other entities in our country that are doing boots on the ground mission. And one's a musician. One is this one happens to be a nonprofit. A lot of time they're influencers, people that are engaged in the direct support of veterans and first responders. The majority of them they help veterans. We want to do both veterans and first responders, like Pat Cornwell out in Thermopolis, Wyoming. I don't know if I should give all the intel on this dude or not, but an amazing brother from my past. But there's so many nuances to the People's Patriot Project, and people don't understand the facets. We've got WeP3 Radio, we got our Debrief, we got your 6 at 6, we've got our recalibration retreats, we do lighten the load programs where we are helping veterans with food, clothing, vehicles, housing, therapies, you name it. We've created a network of people across the country that are dedicated, committed to, and are serving, continuing the mission for veterans and first responders. And that's what the People's Patriot Project is all about. What are we working on right now? Well, we got our show, our weekly show. We got our weekly debrief. We've got Reads Across America coming up on December 13th. And that's at Fort Snelling for us. December 13th is Reads Across America Wreath Laying Day. We have our radio station, WeP3 Radio, that plays only veterans and first responder musicians, like you'll hear about today. An amazing, and it's an amazing mission in my life that I've committed to, and it's just not me. We've got people that come on and they give a little. We got some people that come on, they give a lot. And so some of my questions when I asked you when you did this program at the frickin' Pentagon, that's the Taj Mahal of all service connected palaces of the greatest military in the world.
I actually liked working there. A lot of people they're like, "Oh no, man! If you can't be proud of what you do there, and it's supporting everybody. I mean, my God, I loved it."
I can only imagine. I mean, I think it sounds like something I would love. I don't think I hung up the cleats too early. It was time. I needed to because of the way the dynamics of my family was. But I wish that's that separation anxiety, man. That's that. I wish I'd done more.
Well, it's like what we talked about in the show last night.
Sure.
The people that have served, it doesn't matter how long you serve. You always, when you're done, you wish you'd stayed longer and did something else. There's always something else you can do. And I got classmates that were in the Army for 30, 35 plus years. And, it's like, well, why don't you retire?
My TAMS clerk, Sergeant DeRocher, I don't know why sometimes you just get stuck in a spot and there's no forward motion. Yeah, there's just only so far you can go. But he was an E8 Master Sergeant, and I don't know why he wasn't the all command sergeant major lifetime guy ever. I think when he retired, he had 42 years in.
Oh. Well, I knew it was time for me to retire.
Yeah. Well, this guy was like 7'7".
Yeah.
He had like size 18 boots. And I was just like, he walked around and he had some history, man. He knew it. And he was old school. When he retired, it was a deficit in our unit for sure, but a deficit in all of 34th Division, and that was.
He sounds like one of the characters in my book. Big B.
Was his name DeRocher?
No, B.
I know. I'm just.
Bravo.
That would have been Big D.
DeRocher.
Yes, you don't want to say Big D, especially on the show.
Yeah.
That'd be so.
I made that guy up from a bunch of NCOs that I had known over years that were just like that, just big mountain men. or a man of a mountain. I mean,
Oh, this guy was like this big around. I mean, he was just tall, lanky, and just I think, I mean, because there's a time and place where people kind of fall off the APFT and their numbers come in, but I don't know if they ever do their numbers, kind of thing. I think this guy, like, legitimately, he ran the mile like in 3 minutes because his stride was like 42 yards. I mean, he took 8 steps and was done with a 2 mile, and that was good old DeRocher. But
yeah, I got those little short legs. I
got the chafing. Yeah, I'll get chafing.
I look like a corgi running.
Does your belly rub on the ground when you run?
Well, if I run far enough, it will.
So we got to thank some people for us to be able to come here. We got Brian Kenzer with Living Smart. I'm trying to live smart. I might not be. It's actually smart living, but so that's why I was going from the hip. I was trying to be smart, and I didn't quite make it. But Brian Kinzer's doing amazing things. American made, American sold, American products. They'll keep you healthy. They'll keep you alive. They'll keep you rolling. Check out Brian Kinzer. You can call him. You can do all the things. We love having Brian Kinzer. Captain Kinzer. He runs he's a ship captain, even now. And he's also a first responder. He does his thing. He does his stuff. We appreciate him. We've got the American. Of course, the American. We've got the great Derek Iozio of Catch 22 Peer Support. Love having him in the network. And he also comes over and helps the People's Patriot Project with our mission. He is who we call the Godfather. He gets the job done, and he's always here to help support. And we just love having him around. We got the amazing Operation Texas Strong with Bobby and Peggy Krutzinger down in the great state of Texas. These guys are giving away used RVs. They go find them, they get them out there, and they help rehome veterans who are struggling to find home. That's Bobby and Peggy Krutzinger down there in the great state of Texas with Operation Texas Strong. And then one of our own, Miss Lauren Iozio. She does an amazing job. She's got a little mission out there down there in Texas. She has the Boho Hobos Hideout. That's a place where you can go get a little bit of relaxation. It is an Airbnb. Go check her out. I couldn't figure for a second which button to push, and so I was struggling. And then I started stuttering, and then that's how the show works. But
there it is.
There it is. If you get the chance, go check out Temple Massager at www.templemassager.com. Mr. Joe Misch is taking care of us, and we take care of him. If you go and put in WeP3 in a purchase code, you'll get one of these amazing, literally, it's in the name, Temple Massager. It gives you a little bit of that olfactory, essential oils. You rub the stuff in the face, and it makes you, when you get the dog, you find a spot on the dog where his leg moves. Some people call it the tickle spot. I'm not sure what I call it. But you put that Temple Massager and makes your eyes kind of roll back. Probably not appropriate to take pictures when you're doing that, but when we had Joe on the show, I was using, and I haven't set my studio up yet. I don't even know where it's at. We got too much stuff going on in the house, but I think I did even fall asleep during the show while I was using the Temple Massager. So use it good. It's amazing. And that's that. So tell me your recollections of last night's episode, Mr. Frank.
Well, I was really tied into our guests last night. It's funny how many times we have people come on the show and before the show's over, there's this link between the two guests. And this time I felt linked in too. It says, some of the stories that they're talking about with past experiences and fighting through hardship. I mean, I've been fortunate all my life, but it hadn't been easy. And there's been some really hard times. And my story and Sailor's story were eerily similar. And I'm just glad that they're all still here and doing the things they're doing because they're both special. And the funny thing was when we talked beforehand, I expected headbanging music. And it wasn't that.
Well, I think it, potentially, if you go and listen to David Sailor Bryant, he does have a bunch of stuff out there, but that's not his number one streams were the ones we played last night, and he wanted to get those out there. But amazing. Sarah Lee, the joke came out later. I get it, folks. Sarah Lee, yeah. But she runs Waypoint Vets, and what an amazing mission that is, where she is taking veterans out of their home, taking them on a trip. They have physical activity, bike riding's her motif, but they take them to special places across the country so they get a chance to kind of view, be part of. I was a little disappointed. They're working on it, but they hadn't had the chance to hit the Teton National Park outside of Yellowstone National Park. It is one of the most amazing places in America. Michael John, thank you, brother. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. But if you get a chance, I'm trying not to be crabby right now. There's some stuff going on in the background. Tell me more of your thoughts about Sarah while I'm doing a little bit of trying to get some information.
Well, it's interesting that she would pick a physical activity to try to come out of a time of personal challenge. And again, it's the same thing I faced, not as bad as, some of the stuff that she was working through, but the physical challenge I took lasted 60 days. And I don't know how long it took her to go 4,000 miles on a bicycle, but it had to have been months or maybe years, I would imagine. And the stuff that she does and the people who attend her getaways or whatever they refer to them as, they don't pay. I mean, they're covered. So all they have to do is show up and take advantage of the great outdoors and the things that she has set up. And the other thing I found that was interesting is that she has so many people on a waiting list to do the things that she's offering to have people do. And that was
400.
Yeah.
400.
There's got to be a way to help her move that along.
I'm assuming it's buses, coordinators, logistics, food, housing. It's all those, and I mean.
But I got the impression that she attends everyone.
I think she spends a good chunk of time being involved. I agree with you.
Well, that would, if that's one of the reasons why there's a backlog, there's one way to fix that. And
Absolutely. Sometimes we come over the top with our ideas, and that's one of my biggest pet peeves in life is when people come tell us how we're supposed to do what we do, and then they throw it on the table and then they walk away, and it's like, no, that's not how it works. We just recently had some involvement like that in our space.
When I was a company commander, battery commander, because I was in air defense, I'd always tell my lieutenants, it's okay to have a different idea, but don't come to me and tell me something's wrong without having a plan to make it better. So before you come and talk to me, think through it and have a suggestion. And
is it okay? I like it, Michael. And Michael, just to give everyone a heads up, Michael is the founder and the director of Hellfish Haven. You can check them out at hellfishhaven.org. Working it, driving it, doing it. He does. I don't want to outspeak, so it's been a minute since we've been in that conversation, so I don't want to outspeak what his mission and who they are, who he's working with, and all the pieces. But is it okay in the mix of chaos to say, hey, Frank, stuff's broken?
It depends. I mean, if you're engaged with the enemy, no. You got to have faith in your commander and his choices, and you got to execute the plan viciously.
So let's call it an after-action report. And so we're sitting there.
Afterwards, you can critique and have.
We said we pooped the bed. We pooped the bed.
At the point of the spear, you better be marching to the orders and getting it done.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, and let's face it. There's some missions that you're in and you're going to have to about face. There are some missions that you're going to have to left, right. There's some missions that haven't fully been planned. There's some missions that you didn't have all the intel you should have had. It could be wrong intel. It could be, hey, I was expecting it to be red and it's actually blue now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of factors that change. I do think we got a great and amazing intelligence world that allows us to do the best we can with what we got. But let's be honest, it's not always going to be. So when do you drive into the mission knowing that this is going to sting? How deep do you go in and before you say, you know what, I want to come back from this?
Well, some of the best plans don't survive first contact with the enemy.
Sure.
So you got, and that's what the backbone of our military is our non-commissioned officer leadership. When you make contact with the enemy, that's the point of decision. It's no longer at the headquarters. So we got people, our non-commissioned officer corps, who are able to look at things like that and be flexible.
Yeah.
I absolutely love being in the Army, and one of the reasons why was the high degree of excellence we have built into our non-commissioned officer corps, and I had some great ones.
What do you do? And I don't expect you to have all these answers. I'm planting seeds. I'm planting seeds right now. What do you do when you're the leader and you say stuff's broken?
Yep.
Let's, as a committee, figure out the solution. And everyone that's part of that committee are distracted by things that aren't focusing on making the main mission advance. Well, I mean, because that happens as well too.
Yeah.
Mission's dead.
Yep. There's, every situation's got its own unique issues and problems. And they also have their own unique ways of solving them. So anybody can have a great idea. I mean, I used to do after action reports, and first thing I'd do was go down the line, and I'd spent the most time with the privates and the specialists. So what did you see? Do you think it was a good way to go about it? And it's hard sometimes because these young kids have a lot of respect for their leaders, and sometimes it's like you got to pull it out of them. Like, well, we're not going to get better unless we address issues. And once you address the issues, then you can find a way to fix it. But it's.
Tell us about our musician last night, Frank.
Oh man, David Bryant goes by Sailor, or that's what people call him. I never did get the answer as to why that was. Did you?
Well, we started and I forgot. He was filling me in at the beginning of the show, and we were laughing, and because he's a Marine.
Oh, and, okay. Well, that explains it. They're branch of the Navy.
What? Don't tell them that. They
are. I mean, I love the Marines. If I was king for a day, they would have their own branch. But
don't they?
They're part of the Department of the Navy. It's just
sure.
When Army plays them and beats Navy, they're beating Navy and the Marines.
Yeah, well, that does happen regularly.
This year, that might be a bit of a stretch.
Yeah. Well, I'm okay with saying it. That works for me.
I don't. About 10 years ago, I really stopped track and sports. It's like I was a Cubs fan, and for
that's a good reason to stop tracking sports.
57 years, every year we got disappointed. That's when I was born till 2016, and I finally looked at it. I said, "Why am I doing this? Why am I resting my own personal emotions and how I feel based upon a bunch of kids who are in their mid to late 20s or early 30s, and they don't know who I am.
With their balls, but this is.
They don't know who I am,
no.
And if they knew me, they wouldn't care. So I finally looked at it and I said, it's nice to watch, but I'm not going to get overly engaged anymore. It's just not. There's too many other things that are more important to me. Everybody's got their own, list and stuff. But
which one was your favorite song last night?
Oh, I like the what was the name of it? The Devil in Me.
I agree.
The reason why I am not a heavy drinker was my family, and I had a lot of issues in the family with people drinking too much, and my dad was one of them, and my mom told him one day, you got to make a choice. It's either the drink or it's your family, and thank God he chose the family because I love my dad.
Both of our guests last night said that was a piece that they kind of curtailed in their life, and they wanted to push that to the side because of their path. David Bryant is continuing the mission as a musician. He's also doing it as a high school basketball coach down in the great state of Kentucky. And he's there as a mentor. He's there helping. He's done a lot of stuff in the world. And he wants to make a difference. But then his music, he has his emotions on his sleeve when it comes to his music. And he had some of his influencers come on last night, and they were behind the scenes cheering him on. It was awesome watching the whole the aspect of it. It was just amazing, good stuff.
I love performers that can do that. You know, some of my favorite songs were from people who just opened up completely, like Johnny Cash's last 4 albums that he did were just so emotional because he was dying basically, and he wanted to get these other albums done before he passed. And he struck me as someone like that was his. He does all this other stuff, but singing is his release valve, and he just lets it rip.
He does.
I love it.
We're gonna play that song "Devil and Me," but we're gonna get through the final parts of it next week. And I'm a little bit behind in my promotions, but next week we got Madhuri Govindiyu, a veterans room coming on. She's a therapist. She has a heart and passion for veterans, and she wants to make sure they get. And then we got the music of David Brown. Excited to have him, new musician to our network. We are so blessed in all the pieces that we get to be part of. Our musician, David Bryant Sailor, it can be heard on WeP3 Radio right now as we speak. Go check him out. It is an amazing transition for it. He does a great job. Again, there's positive. I'm trying to find. I'm stalling, Frank. I'm trying to find our last clip that I need to put up here because we are less than 3 weeks away from December 13th, and it's really important across the country that we are honoring, supporting, remembering, and learning about those who have already laid their lives down for all of us. All of us get to lay our big fat heads on the pillows of freedom because of the men and women that are laying in those graves and who have served our country and served our community. So there is a chance for you to get out there and sponsor a wreath. It is $17. I think it's just a small piece, a small gesture. I know that we have over not quite 200,000 wreaths to put into Fort Snelling. And it just doesn't have to be Fort Snelling. If you have members anywhere in any grave, cemetery, not any grave, that you would like to be honored with a wreath, reach out to us. We'll get you the wreaths. It is going to be a $17 donation to sponsor that wreath. But at the end of the day, you get to go and honor, remember, and teach and learn about those amazing people that are laid to rest because they were part of something bigger than the rest of us. And I'm just straight up not seeing the link on We Got Your 6 at 6 sheet either. So I'm a little frustrated by that, but we'll move on. We'll keep doing what we do, and we'll just keep doing amazing things. And eventually we'll get all the stuff and information out there to people. We're going to end this broadcast with the amazing sounds of our musician from last night, David Bryant, known as Sailor. This is The Devil and Me. Come check us out this coming Sunday for We Got Your 6 at 6, 1800 Central Standard Time. Patriot Pride.
There's no path to glory on a road to hell. I can't stop drinking. It runs through my veins. No matter the reason, I self-medicate. Can you please forgive me? I'm down on my knees. I know it is wrong to blame the disease, but it takes control because I am weak. I love the angel in you, I hate the devil in me. The devil in me. The devil in me. Can you please forgive me? I'm down on my knees. I hate the angel in you, I love the devil in me. I hate the angel in you. I hate the angel in you, I love the devil in me. Woke up this morning